Hello everyone, it's Alfie from RWRD here, and I'm joined by Fran from Mr Tinto, and we're basically going to dive into his story on his whole coffee venture. How you doing, Fran?
Very good, very good. Cold. This place is extremely cold, but I'm good.
First things first, where did your love for coffee start?
From the first coffee my mum gave me at the age of 5, although this is not legal nowadays, but it was back then when we Colombians drink coffee from the get-go pretty much.
That's quite interesting because my dad gave me coffee when I was 5.
Really?
Yeah, he used to feed me espressos on a teaspoon,
Okay, we drink Tinto, which is the name of the business, which is filter coffee, so they use something that are soak.
I see.
And then they make it really weak for kids, and sometimes just put it.
So I kind of just got the.
You got the other end. Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, that's crazy. I thought I was the only one.
No. Colombia, still today, they will do something like panela, which is the extract from sugarcane. Then it goes hard like rock. Then they will dissolve that in water, and it becomes like sweet water. And then they will use that sweet water to filter coffee, and that's what they will give kids.
I've got to try that one day.
Yeah, well, I don't drink sugar anymore, but it's a nice and interesting way of drinking.
Sounds very interesting. I heard that you started off on was it a bicycle?
It was a bicycle. So we had the idea of starting coffee in a cuna. We didn't have the money even for the bicycle, but it was the closest we could start the business of coffee because the shop was just out of question. And so I went to the council and I said, can I try on this corner at the back of his Croydon? And they said, eventually back and forth, they said, yeah, go ahead. And I thought the bicycle was going to cost like £2,000. So when I called the company that used to make those bicycles, they said that it was £11,000. And I was like, I just don't have the money.
That's a lot.
But then luckily I found on eBay somebody who started a business and didn't work out for them. And we got it for like half of the price. And so we collected it and started the coffee on the 16th of January 2017.
Absolutely. Not that long ago, but it's
4 years this January.
Okay. It's very interesting. Starting from a bicycle. So starting from a bicycle to now having your own warehouse, that must be like a surreal kind of.
It is. I mean, we have a couple of shops. We go the warehouse. We have a kitchen, and I just don't know when all this happened. I mean, the truth is just it's been a long road, but you get, I don't know. I mean, you get more into not so much on what you achieved, but where really you want to go. So. A lot of people keep saying, oh, Fran, how much you've done, but I just don't know. I just still feel, as I was saying to Tim earlier, I just feel like I still have the bicycle, grind every day, get up and do it all over like it's my first day.
It's living the moment. You don't realise how things come so fast. You know, 1 minute you're here, the next minute you're there, and you just really, it's in your head, it's when did that happen?
Yeah, most of the time it's like this. I mean, you get a phone call from someone. I remember when because we started to fast forward. We started to roast coffee because after a couple of years we were quite successful in our shop, and we were buying a lot of coffee. So I thought, if I can cut the coffee supplier, my roaster, and I can do that, then will save me a lot of money, and I could then work on having very good coffee. Because I started to look for coffees, but they were very, very expensive, and I was like, I can't pay that money. They were like 20 quid a kilo, 25 pounds a kilo, and I was like, I can't pay that money. So we moved into buying our own roaster, but it was never to get anyone to buy off me. It was just for our own shops.
Yeah. And
then one day you get a phone call and said, oh, but you sell a few kilos, and I was like, okay. And then before we know it, we were roasting for other people. And so things do happen very fast in this business.
It's because you've got amazing coffee, man.
Well, yes, that helps. That helps.
Not everyone does good coffee these days, you know.
Yeah, well, we try. Still, there are a lot of coffees that I think I could improve, but it's a never-ending learning curve.
What would you say was your hardest moment in your coffee journey so far?
Starting was one of them. It was cold. My wife, we had baby Oliver. He was 6 months, and I had to move this bicycle from about 400 meters from the actual spot. So my wife came down in the car. We had to put everything that we had in the bicycle in the back of the car at 5 a.m. in the morning. Put a baby that was four months old or 3 months old at the time. And then we drive to the car park where the bicycle was, and then pedaling. And as I was pedaling, I was thinking, I can't do this every day. I can't take my wife and a baby and pastries and milk and put it, what am I going to do? That was a really hard moment, like your first day, and realizing that was one. And then the second one was when last December, we got home, finished for the year, everybody's gone, Christmas party, pay bonus, everybody's gone home. And then the next day I wake up feeling that I got holidays in front of me to get a message to say that somebody set our business on fire, and the whole thing went down into ashes.
Sorry to hear that, man.
So that was the hardest, and at the same time that became what made us known in the community because of the fire. Everybody got involved, and we grew out of that fire, and coronavirus as well. That's another story.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Like, I'm just, just speechless at some things. It's like, why would someone do that? Like, there's too much evil in this world, man.
Well, to be fair, it was one 15 and the other one 17, and I think they were just trying to be funny, and they didn't really think what they were doing, how many people were behind this business, how many families dependent on the business. But it happened, and those who know me knows that I just don't stand there. I mean, it was hard to see it. Maybe a tear came out when I saw it, but the next moment I remember calling my friend Caroline and saying, I need a favor from you. I need you to do a statement, and I need you to help me to get this out. And then before we knew, a month later we were opening our website, which today sells lots of coffee because of that.
Amazing. So it's a lot like the Phoenix in a sense.
Oh, the first one that keeps saying the Phoenix. A lot of people say that you look like the Phoenix, but yeah, I guess if the Phoenix was handsome, I am. Probably. But I mean, it's not as handsome as you are. But we can call it like that.
What was your highest moment out of your coffee journey?
The day the coffee roaster came, it was a mixture because I was so happy. We didn't have the money as always. For whoever's listening to this, I've never had the money to anything that I'm doing. I get into such a project and I never had the money. But if I want something and I believe that is what is for us, then I go and do it. So we had to go to Turkey and find an alternative to the German roasters. And the German roasters were the ones we wanted, but we couldn't buy them. So we ended up in Turkey. And we had to smuggle the money into Turkey, so you can only take up to 10 grand. So I had to bring my father-in-law and split the money. We get to Turkey, we don't know where the factory is, we don't know who is there. It turned out very well. We're friends with the guy now, and he now sends customers to me to sell his roasters in the UK. And when we finally got that roaster here, in that little shed that at the back of my garden, and install it was a moment of pride. Like, I didn't know how to roast, by the way. I mean, I had the roaster. It's like buying a car and you don't know how to drive. But it was amazing. That was an amazing moment, and I thought, I'm going to go places. I didn't believe myself, but somehow within me I said, this is the beginning of something new. I didn't know what was shape or if I will ever, anybody was going to drink my coffee or anything, but it was a small victory that day. Very happy.
It's amazing, man. So, if you bumped into yourself going to pick up that bicycle that same day, what advice would you give yourself? It's a tongue twister, I know, but...
I mean, I will say, this is the paradox of life. What makes you successful is the experience. So, if I would have known what I know now when I started, probably things would have run differently. But I would not be the man that I am. So every single success, every single failure is what shapes Mr Tinto. So all I could have said to myself, if I bump into down the road and see me 4 years ago down, I just say, keep persevering and keep believing. Because there will be moments where nobody believes in you. No, not even your own wife. And you have to stack and believe that where you're going is the right direction. There is that inner conviction that nobody can give you, but nobody can take away from you. That is more powerful than any market research that you do, more powerful than any investors that you have, more powerful than anything that you have, is that believing and able to adapt. So you believe, you have this conviction, and you have to be a good reader of your surroundings. So able to adapt. The amount of things that happens in this business is unbelievable. You wake up and the phone rings, like not now anymore, but when they used to ring me at 6:30, one of my workers, I used to get panicky, what went wrong now? Now after 4 years, your skin become thicker, and it's like, whatever it is, but we'll deal with it. But so I will say, never stop believing. Always focus on what you think is the right direction and be ready to adapt at any minute. There is no formulas for this. There is hard work. There is hard work. There is hard work. You wake up, you do it, you go to sleep, and you wake up the next day and you do exactly what you did good yesterday and did what you did wrong, and do it again over and over and over. There is no secret. It's just hard work.
Being passionate and never giving up, really.
Exactly, and learning to divert. Don't be too. Some people are very strong-headed, and I have been myself at times, where you don't want to change course. And sometimes you need to listen to people around you. So be flexible, be ready to change. But that conviction, no one give it to you. You don't buy that conviction. That comes within you, and that is what will keep you. And whatever you do, whether it's coffee, whether it's whatever industry or whatever passion you're following.
Thank you for that. It's a question that's been like on my mind since we actually arrived here. What is your favourite coffee blend?
None. The more I get, no, I mean, I've got moments when I like one coffee and then something happened, and I would like Beatrice. It was named after my wife. I think that's my favorite. It's 3 coffees in one, and we talked with it for a bit, and it hit all the notes I like. It's a little bit fruity, but it has a little bit of a strong strength in it. I would say that's my favorite. But the problem with roasting is that you never hit that perfect coffee. You're always in the search of that unicorn. You're always on the search of that coffee. It's like a carrot, and I'm the donkey, and I'm just keep chasing it. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just too harsh with myself. I don't know. But I struggle liking my own coffee at times.
I see. Like for me, I always sway towards more. I like is it Guatemala, I believe.
Yeah, Guatemala is a very good.
I like it. It's like a nutty kind of like.
It's very typical of Central America.
It's like I like that a lot, but I also like the very sweet and like fruity kind of coffees as well. Like that give you that little bit of a citrus, like kind of slap in the face, but it goes down like drinking a cup of tea. Well,
that is a specialty coffee, and that's what it really comes down to, and that's why we setting ourselves away from the Italian roasters. Is to get those degrees and layers of flavors that you don't get on the dark roast. And good coffee. Central America has there is amazing coffees like Pacamara that I've never been able to roast to perfection, I must say. I've tried. And then there is excellent Colombian coffees with 2,000 from Antioquia, 2,000 meters above the sea level. We have some here, the amazing coffees that have all that complicity that you're talking about.
Interesting. I've got so much more to learn. I love it though, you know.
Well, you can come round as much as you want.
Thank you. So what's next for Mr Tinto?
I think we never know. We just, opportunities arise and we grab them. Like 2021 was a difficult year for us, but it's when we grew 180% out of the worst situation that we could have ever had in our generation. I think where we're moving towards is consolidating the roastery. This roastery is yet to be fully fleshed, so we will have I will mature as a roaster and consolidate our brand. I think that will be one. And we transform this place, because this place is going to become a place, I want an open place where people like yourself can come and freely just not buy coffee, but just learn, hang out, and this is what we're going to do. This place, like a hanging out place for coffee lovers to come and eat. There is a concept that I learned when I was working in Kolkata, where everybody who can, who wants to go and help in the Mother Teresa of Calcutta, this lady, if you know about her, and she died now, people go and just sign and help for the day. And I thought it would be a cool concept to have a roastery where people can just come in and exchange knowledge for a day of work. Like come and just help us and learn what happens with coffee. So it's more like just chipping around, being a secret place where nobody can come in. So I think we will explore some of that next year and maybe open another coffee shop. See, it's like Monopoly. Let's see what street we take over.
Sounds amazing. I can't wait to come back and visit. Thank you very much for having me, man.
No,
it's
my
been a
pleasure is mine. And anytime,
so
just pop in.
Thanks. For those of you watching, if you want to find out more about Mr Tinto's, check out the link down below. And if you want to find out even more about coffee and amazingness, download the app RWRD.